What a wonderful day, what a wonderful life. You wake up at 4 a.m., the sun is already shining, birds are singing, and this day is sending you an air kiss. Well, it's time to go to gym, morning meditation, reading, swimming, running, screaming, jump on Zoom call with your team, healthy breakfast, money making, walking and meditation again. And it's time to see your wonderful family with 5 wonderful kids, wonderful wife or husband, watch movie before to sleep and go to bed. Today was a great day. Yeah guys, I know, this is how we want to live every day, every week and every year. But do you guys think it's even possible? Especially if you run a big business and a lot of people are working in your company. Many people have a dream to have a balanced life, but in 2022, when the USA inflation was grow up to 7.5%, many friends of mine made the decision to work as much as possible and be a part of hustle culture because they need to pay for their bills and life expenses. So let's talk about it. Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Zara, and if you are new here, we usually talk about how to improve your life, how to get safe and where to invest your money, some YouTube tools, some videography tools, so we talk about everything. So smash the like button for algorithm and subscribe if you like what I do. This content is absolutely free and it's helping hundreds of people every day. And let's start today's video. I was born and raised in Russia, and we have some kind of tradition when parents go on work and make money, even they already have some kids. And you are thinking, well, in Russia, everybody is just studying by themselves, especially the kids. Very funny, but no. We have grandparents as any humans on this planet, right? When your mom or dad go on work, usually your grandparents stay with you during your childhood. And let me explain why I'm talking about all the things. So when I was a kid, I didn't see my parents from the morning to the evening, and for me, as for little Russian, it was like very sad because I really need some attention. For example, I have a son Connor that just flew in through my window, and this bird, it needs so much attention and time. And every time when I go out from my home, this bird starts crying. I think I felt very similar emotions because my grandmother wanted to tell me her whole life. Бабушка, может, хватит? So as a little kid, I realized that all people in this world usually work like 5 days per week, and sometimes they have just 2 days on weekend. Was it a balanced life? I didn't know because I thought it was like a reference for me. But if you remember the beginning of this video, when someone has such a perfect day, I saw these people too. And usually they have very rich or successful families as well as money. So they're able to take a rest when they want to, go somewhere on vacation or just don't do anything at all. And going back to my parents, my family is a typical middle class family. Sometimes things go great, sometimes bad, but I was always looking for the line, in the middle of the sides because the difference between these classes could be really huge. And if you say I want to have a balance and be at the moment at every part of your life, so probably you just forget that you are not a machine. Because for example, your car has a job of driving any way you want to, or your phone has a job to be able to call, take pictures and play some music for you. So that means they get their job done because it seems like they have just one or maybe a few different options. And I would say this is not a big deal because if you, for example, drop your phone and break it your screen, it won't be call anyone unless you just fix it. You guys and I, we're not the machines, we're just human beings and we have emotions and stuff like that. And don't think about Arnold because he will be back and who knows what's inside of his mind. As humans, we have the greatest thing called brain, and this is the reason why we can't sleep sometimes and wake up in the middle of night, because we're just thinking and thinking again and again. We wasn't programmed to do just one thing, and this is why your daily goals couldn't be done sometimes if you feel lazy or unmotivated. So does it mean that we can have a balance in our life? Well, let's jump a little bit deeper. Sometimes it's a bit stupid or just late to build a bicycle if someone already did, so I'd like to find more information from the resources of people that know or knew much more than, for example, me. And let's look at the Benjamin Franklin's routine. We all know Franklin is a great politician as well as scientist, and this is the only man who wasn't a president of the United States but whose picture was printed on dollar paper. And I think this is exactly what we need. So he wake up as early as possible, and for him this is the 5 o'clock in the morning. And let's stop for a second. I can't even imagine how to wake up so early. Even I live in Miami when the weather is great and it's just much more better than it was in Philadelphia when Franklin lived. But let's go to his routine because he's the man. Next 2 hours he spends on things which we can call preparation for the day. He thinks about goals for a long day, has breakfast and starts working. So now we can analyze here some things. As we know, a lot of rich or just successful people wake up very early when other people are just asleep. If you wake up, for example, at 5 or 6 a.m., usually you have extra few hours and you can do some extra things. And I want to mention how important to understand what exactly I'm going to do in this day when I just wake up in the middle of night, like at 4 a.m., right? Because if you just wake up with any reason, you probably just jump back into your bed. And as we see, Benjamin Franklin works from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Taking a 2 hours break for dinner and reading. So I would say this man has an amazing time management before it became a mainstream in our century. And this is exactly because we are humans that need to take a break during hard work. And it seems like a typical day of typical worker, by the way. So maybe we're close to find a balance. From 6 to 9 is time when Benjamin does another things not related to work. So let's call it chill time when he does whatever he wants to after a productive day in his life. And from 10 to 4 he usually just sleeps. So it seems like a perfect day because he really knows what he does. But we have a lot of questions as well. For example, he doesn't spend any seconds on transportation because he's probably work just from his home. Also, there is any words about his family or just friends, or what about party and another entertainment? Well, we know how much things he just did for this country and people. But wait a second, guys, if you read his autobiographical book, you would understand his mindset. Benjamin Franklin was a very talented, productive person with ambitions. But does it mean he had a balance in his life? And I would say it really depends, because we can't be sure that he lived like this, every day using that list, because he had a lot of different things outside of his home, for example, or even country. But he always tried to make his life better and easier, even it looks like he was in the beast mode, hustling 24 hours a day. And by the way, guys, I read his book, which I found very interesting and important. I also put the link below if you want to download it and understand his mindset a little bit better. So for me, it seems like he found a balance in his life, but for many people it could be too much work or too much energy that he spent on different things without his family. But he wrote this book exactly for this son, so the main question that we need to ask is how is balance even looks like. For example, my lifestyle here in Florida became a little bit boring when I moved from California. I don't know many people here and my car is broken as well, so I usually work and cook at home and go outside just to the gym when I have some projects, when I have to shoot something. And even I like to meditate or read or do some healthy things. I can describe my life that I have a balance, but I wouldn't also say that I have it in the past. So if you took a paper and wrote all your wishes, you would probably find an answer. And I think this is very important diversity of things and habits in your life. We don't have to live like Franklin, even his days was full of productivity. In this world and in our century, many things happen much faster than 300 or 400 years ago. And also we have much choices and things to do. So you don't even need to spend an hour writing a letter to a friend that you want to see him or she on weekend. We're also able to make our days in a different way. But of course our mind is our tool, and I think that discipline is the key. Even you're an artist who wakes up without an alarm and never plan your day. But you need to, by the way, and I made a video early about the millionaire's habit that will make you a much more successful, a better person if you want to. Alright guys, these are all things that I want to tell you today, and I would be happy to know what you're thinking about Franklin's balance in life and how, in your opinion, a perfect day seems like. Put a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you really enjoyed watching this video, because I started shooting different videos for this YouTube because I just wanted to improve my English, because guys, I was born in Russia and we just don't speak English at all. I don't know why, мы говорим по-русски. So I hope you're really enjoying all this stuff, and I'll see you next time. Всем пока!